Hey there, Clashers, welcome back. We have our January 2019 Clan War League results and a bit of a recap for it here. So I've missed the last few leagues to get recaps in, but I'm able to get this one here recorded tonight, so we will have it up. And we actually did fairly well in Masters 3, actually get promoted to Masters 2. Whether or not that's a good thing is yet to be determined. I guess we're going to find out next season. But for now, we will enjoy the wins. We did fairly well. Only lost on day 2, and even still, it was a war that we shouldn't have lost. Of course, in pretty much all of these, we're fighting at a disadvantage. So let's go ahead and hop back to day 1. So things kicked off pretty smoothly, won handily by 5 stars. We even had to leave one of their bases up and go back down for somebody who had gotten, I think it was either 1 stars or 0 stars. Figured might as well go for the for sure 2 stars instead of hitting on number 2. And that's how that ended up. I don't actually have any replay set aside from this day, just wanted to take a quick look at it and see how things started out. Then we got into day 2 and things got a little bit rocky here. And it was just, a lot of us weren't hitting very well. We ended up with a lot of 1-star hits, and essentially that's what cost us the war. You can see we lost by 1 star, and the percentage probably would have been on our side with 1 more star, but you know, it's hard to say. I do have a replay from this one, and we will take a look at number 2. Okay, so coming at this Town Hall 12 with a Laloon, I'm going to start off with some balloons down here in the southeast, and their goal is simply to get the enemy clan castle lured. So the wizard tower goes down, that's a bit of a bonus as well, and then I get some minions out of the CC. Now the suicide heroes are going to come in from the corner over here, and their job is to take care of the enemy queen and the enemy CC, and they're going to accomplish that fairly easily. They're also going to get the sweeper down, which helps a lot, and a couple of extra buildings. So that goes pretty smoothly, and then once they get in a little bit, I'm going to hit the queen's ability, and then I'm going to start the Laloon from the northeast side of the base. Now I'm not going to do anything particularly fancy on this. I'm basically just going to spam everything in. So here come the balloons, the hounds, the slammer, and then the warden's going to follow all that up. And I've got the funnel over on this side. These balloons down here, they're going to funnel that side, and then everything else goes straight to the core, and that's why I spammed things in the way that I did. I know that by doing it that way, I can get things to go exactly where I need them to. So they go into the core, they're going to get the town hall down, and the rest of these really heavy defenses, and then they can come back out to this corner over here, and that's pretty much all the defenses left. There are a couple of things over here, actually a lava hound over there with a balloon, so they do get that taken care of, and I did drop a baby dragon over there to help speed things along there. So the balloon's taking down the last of the defenses over here in the corner. That lava hound's going to come over here and tank a little bit more, but I don't believe it's going to be enough to get the pop. But it is also not going to be necessary. I've got lots of minions and lava pups over here, baby dragon and a lava pup over here. The lava pup just taking away the baby dragon's ability is all it's doing. But plenty of time on the clock, so they can work through that stuff at their leisure pace, and I am able to pick up the 12v12 3-star. So after day 2, we came into day 3, and it really wasn't much better. This war was more of a mess than the previous war was. We ended up missing 2 bases, and we still have several 1-star hits on the board. So the only thing that saved us in this war was we somehow performed really well on defense. And that kept us alive for this one. Probably a war we shouldn't have won, but we did because we were able to basically hang on in defense. Anyway, I want to take a look at number 3 in this war. Alright, so here we are. Seb's going to drop a balloon in, take care of the Seeking Air Mine, and then an Electro Dragon is going to start taking out a bunch of those buildings over there. In the meantime, Rage Spell comes down over top of the Eagle. a free spell and a whole lot of bat spells. And that's going to take out the Eagle, some air defenses, the Tesla farm, just a whole bunch of major defenses on this base get annihilated. And with that Electro Dragon over there, these bats, they're able to get a bit further into the base because they don't have as many defenses to deal with. So with that being done, the heroes, the King and Queen, are coming in from the north, and they're going to start picking off some of these buildings as well. And then the dragons and the balloons are going to come down from the same area over here. So there they go, picking up some air traps on the outside. Not a big deal. The dragons are going to head into the Inferno, and some of the things are going to split off and head towards the Town Hall as well. So there's the Rage spell. Out of the CC, we've got a baby dragon and a dragon. So he's able to hit those and the single target Inferno and the Expo with the freeze spell. So a very well placed freeze right there. Now the Town Hall opens up. He hits the Warden's ability, but the Tornado Trap pulls a couple of those balloons off the Town Hall. And because of that, they're not quite able to get that Town Hall all the way down. So the Town Hall's still up and firing, but everything moves well out of range of the Town Hall. And they're just kind of working their way around the outside of the base here. So the Queen's still up. She's got her ability, but with all these defenses, she's going to have to hit her ability. And there it goes. And she's not going to be up for very much longer at all. She's going to come back, and the Town Hall takes her out. So all that's left for this base is, to take care of the base rather, is this horde of dragons. And they're slowly making their way through. They still have that single Inferno to take care of, and they still have that massive damage on the Town Hall to work through to pull off this 3-star. So they're working through the King down here and the Wizard Towers. Finally, they switch targets up here to the single target Inferno, but it's not going to be enough to take it down. Both of those dragons get taken out by the Inferno itself as well as the Town Hall. So now we're left with, I believe, 3 dragons down here to work through the last of the buildings. So they take that Wizard Tower down, and they're going to start heading out of range of that Inferno, but not before it gets a massive chunk onto one of those dragons there. So the last few dragons are going to keep on working through very slowly. I can't tell if there are 2 or 3. I think it's just 2 dragons at this point. So yeah, last 2 dragons. That dragon's going to go down, but his buddy's going to be able to take care of that Inferno Tower. Now he's got to get in here and get the last of the HP off this Town Hall. And it comes down to just a sliver of health, but that dragon is able to get it done. Alright, so after the really rocky start of the first 3 days, and especially after that exciting finish on day 3, we came into day 4 and we started to really kick things up a notch. Now, we did miss a couple of stars on number 1, and we missed number 2, which is really frustrating. But other than that, we were looking pretty good at this point. Still holding really well on defense, and then this time around absolutely slaughtering things on offense. So the attack I want to take a look at for this day is actually a 10v10, and it is another Laloon attack. And I'm coming in from the east side of the base here. We've got a Golem down and a couple of baby dragons to make the funnel. That's all going to be followed up with the Wall Wrecker and then the heroes in behind that. So there's the King going to redirect as soon as the baby dragon takes down that gold mine, and then the Queen in right behind, and the Wall Wrecker is going to work its way well into the base. Poison down, going to receive that enemy CC. Not going to be a huge deal with baby dragon and witches, so that'll get taken out fairly easily with the poison spell. King hits his ability, getting a lot of those buildings taken care of, especially with those bowlers under rage. They just absolutely demolish everything in their way. The only issue I've been seeing a lot lately with the bowlers in the clan castle is if there's a balloon in the clan castle and it comes in and just destroys the bowlers in one hit. I've been seeing a lot of that lately, surprisingly. Anyway, as you can see, the Laloon has started. Came in from the south, and I'm working clockwise with this deployment. So pretty predictable as to where the balloons are going to go. And I've got way more spells than I need, so I'm just kind of plopping them in. And they're going to very easily work through, get all these defenses taken care of. I actually didn't even get a pop on my last town, or maybe the last 2. I don't have very many lava pups in the air, but I do have plenty of minions. The Queen's still up, And the balloons, of course, are doing their fair share of cleanup. So that's a wrap on this base, picking up a pretty handy 10v10 triple. So after a very successful day 4, we came in and smashed things again on day 5. This time around, not skipping any bases and not getting any 1-star hits. Maybe not as many triples as we should have had, but at this point it was certainly a vast improvement over where we had been a couple of days before. Also on defense, it's kind of pitiful. I don't really know what this clan's plan was, but they sent some pretty low people to hit high. Not in that example, I guess. Maybe I'm thinking of a different war. Because it looks like these guys hit high and they still just didn't do very well. But something was going on and they didn't really put up much of a fight. For this war, I actually don't have any replays set aside to take a look at. So let's head into day 6. And speaking of pitiful performances, Troublemakers didn't show up. I actually don't think they showed up very much at all this season. It looks like they got maybe 5 stars for the whole season. And I took a look at their clan. It looks like one of the co-leaders basically just signed up a dead clan and they went with it. Well, the 2 or 3 active people in the clan went with it. They didn't really do anything, but this gave us a little bit of a breather. And it was also one of the lighter clans we'd seen. We didn't do super well up top. We did get a couple of 1-star hits. We did get our 2-star, so that wasn't terrible. And then the rest of the map is pretty clean looking. So there were plenty of hits from this that I could show. The one I'm going to show is number 9. Alright, so we've got Augustus bringing in a Laloon attack here. Starting off with a couple of baby dragons for a funnel. And then the heroes and the wall wrecker are going to come in from the southeast side. There's the king and the queen and the wrecker. So there they go into the base. Pretty good funnel established there. And I believe in the wall wrecker we've got some bowlers and a giant. So there's the king's ability. That's going to push him into the base pretty quickly. And the enemy queen is aggroed onto the wrecker now. So rage spell comes down as the wrecker pops. The bowlers do go down very quickly though, so I'm not sure about spending the rage there, but it doesn't matter. So the enemy queen is down and the queen pops her ability. Now there's a nice big C shape for this Laloon to go through. Pretty much just a wall deployment there of the balloons. Now the haste spells come in. The only thing I would have done differently there, put the haste spells down first and then send the balloons and lava hounds. Just helps make everything a lot faster. So free spell comes down on the Inferno Tower and the haste gets those balloons to it. Takes it out. Now they've got just a little bit more left on the backside for these defenses. And rage spell comes down. That's going to get the air defense taken out. Warden does hit his ability there. Not really something that was needed, so pretty well executed there. Just a few minor details that could have been done differently. Other than that, very well done. Augustus picking up that 11v11 3-star. Alright, so here we are on the last day. This one was a bit tougher. At the time, All 4 War was the number 2 clan, and we were actually in the number 1 spot. So we knew by looking at the past wars, we had a bit tougher competition than the last couple of clans. And despite some slip-ups, we were able to get the upper hand on these guys. Ended up pulling it off 33-30. And for the last replay of this recap, we are going to take a look at number 4. So we've got Seb coming in with a 12v12 Laloon. A couple of balloons over here, that's going to get the clan castle lured. And then a couple of baby dragons, that's for the funnel, as well as getting some damage on those CC troops as well. The wall wrecker and the heroes come down. Poison spell is going to help get them taken care of fairly quickly. And they're going to head in to the enemy queen. Rage spell's going to come down as the wrecker breaks. The bowlers, they're going to get a bit of damage done before they go down. And then, so the king's going to walk around the outside of the base, but the queen, she's going to head in and make sure that the enemy queen gets taken care of. So she gets targeted by the single target Inferno, but she hits that ability, takes out the enemy queen and the wizard tower, getting pretty good value there. Now he can start the Laloon from the northwest side of the base over here. King's still working his way around the trash buildings on the outside. Now he's going to start beating on the walls. So here come the haste spells, as well as the balloons. He sends out a couple of balloons for each corner side, and then fills in the space in between them. So he's got some early balloons going in to help establish a funnel, and make sure that main line of balloons are coming down straight through the middle of the base here. Tornado Trap is found. Eagle is about to go down, and he's got a lot of haste spells going in there. So they're about to take on the Town Hall here. So there, the Town Hall is activated. Of course, hitting that Grand Warden ability is critically important so that the explosion doesn't kill all of those balloons in the area. So last rage spell is down as they start working through the last few defenses on the backside. Just a couple left. Now he's got the wizard tower and the archer tower to take care of. He's got a couple more minions in the bag. He gets those on the field, and they're going to help with the cleanup. Lots of pups, lots of minions, and a whole lot of balloons still left, and of course the Grand Warden. So plenty of cleanup on the base, and Seb is going to pick up a very nice 12v12 3-star. So that's all I've got for this recap. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens next season. As far as Town Hall breakdown goes, we got outmatched a lot in Masters 3, and things obviously are going to be more difficult in Masters 2. So with that being said, we are recruiting. We need to fill in some more Town Hall 12s and Town Hall 11s, especially since we're moving up, and as we continue to move up, we're going to need our roster to get a bit stronger. But that's just for Clan War League. We do have some other actual leagues on the horizon that I've been working towards for some time. Just been waiting for waiting for the right kind of people to fill up the roster, and I think we will be ready for that finally here real soon. So if you're interested in competitive play, or if you're interested in being in an upper level Clan War League clan, be sure to hop into our Discord and let's chat. Anyway, that's all I've got for this video. Thank you guys for stopping by, and I will see you all next time.